and you are tuned in to Rockin' HTV. And tonight we are working on lesson 4 of the Johnson Harvesting Build Along. Welcome, thank you for joining in, and good to see people. As you may well know, if you've watched this before, this is the pre-show where we just sit around and chat, let Facebook do its magic, and let everyone know we're live and get ready for a lesson. It's about 8:24, so we've got a few minutes here to get people on. Tonight what we're going to cover is we're going to readdress tanks and taping versus just using a chrome pen on them. We'll do that piece of the lesson. Hi Nathan, hi Dustin, welcome, welcome. Scott, welcome. And then, so we're going to work a little bit on tanks. We'll talk paint and decals quickly, and then we're going to get into reassembly starting with the sleeper. So we're going to do that this evening, and it'll be a good time. So get warmed up, get tuned in, and get your fingers ready for questions, because it should be a good evening. And if you haven't noticed, and I've been a bit surprised about this particular build along, it's been it's surprisingly fast. Now, I don't know how many people are actually doing a J-Harvest truck. I haven't sold any decals or anything like that, so I may only be the only one doing them. So I know other guys are just doing Kenworth repaints or whatever they're doing, and that's fine. The skills are applicable to many different things. So when it's just a straight up repaint, Dustin says he's done. Good. All right, he did his own thing, and that's perfectly fine. And he knows well that the skills, once you kind of learn one truck, how to manipulate it and work with it, I mean, the next one, they're just fast after that. And when I say fast, I'm talking, 3, 4, maybe 5 hours, depending on really the complexity and what you have to buy and build it in, blah, blah, blah. But if it's just a straight up repaint like this, this is a really quick little build. You can do it in a day if you wanted to. So, hi Ward, welcome. Good to see you from Abilene. A few more people here coming on board. Got a few more minutes to visit. About the only thing that will not be, ready is the herd bumper. I deleted that out of my Shapeways shop. As you learned last week, it's not quite right. So unfortunately, I sold a few to guys. Hopefully, they'll contact me. I can make it right with them. But the herd bumper is being tweaked, so it'll be better next time around. And that'll be cool. And then my builds will be finished here pretty quick. And I've got 5 of them going together. I'm not gonna keep any of mine. I'm gonna turn them all loose. So that'll be cool. And Mark is on, and I have to give a shout out to Mark, and I'll show you why. Okay, so you can't read this because it's not mirrored on the screen here, but modeltrainsoftware.com is where I bought lights. That's not lights. Here are the lights. Ooh, look at that. Little LEDs right there. Check that action out. Boing. What I'm going to do... Okay, Nathan's doing his own thing. Awesome. He's doing 2 with sleepers and 2 day cabs. Cool. Well, that's great. That's what this is all about, guys. So I just titled it Johnson Harvesting because I kind of like their brand, and they're good people. Anyway, so but like I said, the skills, you can apply them to anything. But Johnsons are switching all their trucks over to heavy hauls. So I have put together a heavy haul for lights is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put lights on the headlights, the clearance lights along the visor, these red lights, good. These red lights back here will have, there will be 2 back there, and then I'm also doing a grain trailer. So there will be 1, 2, 3, no, 2 amber lights down the side, 1 up front here and 1 on the side. And then I'm going to do all of these red lights on the back. I believe I counted 13 of them. And then there's also 1 here on the corner and 1 here, so on both sides. So this thing's going to be lit. It'll be fun. I'm going to learn a lot because I've never done lights. And I've always been fascinated with them. Jimmy is on. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, David. Mark, there you go. 13 lights for his indoor. Right on. So, yeah, this is cool. I'm excited about that. And be looking, I'm going to do it in the group, not on my page. I'm going to do it in the group only, but I'll probably do a small, short tutorial on how to do lights just because I'm curious. Okay, let me see. Mark says he has ordered 13 lights for his indoor pulling display, his track display. And Ward asks, is anyone not using their stock exhaust on theirs? I'm looking for a set to put on a T660. So he is going to make a weed burner into a, change out the exhaust and put it on top. So, yeah, I do not know what the hell I'm doing on these, but I'm just giddy to learn how to do this. All I know is I've heard it's pretty tricky, so, right, I believe you. Oh, and then I put blinkers. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm going to have little, a light bar on top of here, like their regular trucks. It's got 2 lights, and I'm going to have those blink. So I bought some lights in here that are supposed to blink. So I may have probably tackled more than I probably should have this go round, but what the hey, huh? It's all about learning. Okay. Now that we've smoked the pre-show and we've got some folks in here, let's get started. Hey everyone, this is Eric Hazelhorst with Rockin' H Farm Toys, Rockin' H TV, and tonight we're on lesson 4 of the J Harvest Build Along. Tonight we're going to talk about tanks. Last week I spent ad nauseum some time about tanks. I'll show you what the end results of that project is, and we'll go ahead and fix those up. We are going to talk about paint and decals quickly, very quickly, because I've covered all that in other videos. Just go search my YouTube channel, you'll see it there. And then we're going to start assembling this T800, one of 5 T800s I have here. We're going to start with the sleeper and move forward, so let's get going, right? Okay, I'm going to flip you around and go for a ride. There it is, boys. Okay. Okay. Briefly on tanks, I told you there's 2 ways to do tanks last weekend. If you go and look at lesson 3 at Rockin' H Farm Toys, in the video section you'll see it, and lesson 3 is where I talked about tanks. Okay, I actually had to peel the tape off of this side because I couldn't stand not working, and I wanted to keep this project moving forward, even though we're a little bit ahead anyway. Most of what I'm talking is redundant because of other videos, so I didn't want to bore you with too much duplicate information on this particular tutorial. So, this had tape on it, and it was 1mm masking tape that I bought at Hobby Lobby, and that is what I taped off this stripe with, okay? Now, on all of my tanks, there was some bleed. My tape's pretty old, so I should just throw it away if I ever do this again. Buy fresh tape, and you'll probably get a better result than I did. I already touched up this tank just a little bit, but most of them had some sort of bleed on the stripes. So you go out and buy yourself a $16 liquid chrome Molotow 1mm chrome pen, and you'll see some magic happen. So what I ended up doing on all of my tanks is touching them up with this chrome pen, and it worked really, really well. Okay, so this one was taped, and then we'll come back and we're just going to touch that up just a little bit more, and I'm shaking up my pen just a touch, and then I'm going to get some fresh ink in it, or some fresh chrome, however you want to go. Okay. And then you can just come in here with your chrome pen. I need a little more. Need to get that chrome coming out of that pen a little better. There we go. It's still not coming up very well. Give me just a second. Hi Matt. Hi Keith. Welcome, welcome. Okay, my pen's not behaving with me. I haven't even used it that much. Come on, ink, get out of there. Okay. Well, this is going to make me look foolish here, I guess, or else I should have remembered to do this before we started, right? Okay, well, we'll see what we get. So you just come in here and then gently with this 1 millimeter, this is where money happens. Look at that. It just covers that so nicely, and you can get a nice clean stripe on there. And you just roll that bad boy around until you're all the way through, just like that. Okay? And then we'll do the other side real quick, and then I'll show you the non-taping way. Basically, you're just going to paint the tank solid, and then come back with the chrome pen and replace the stripes. It works very, very well. Okay, so this is with the tape and chrome pen, and now we'll go to the straight chrome pen. And then I had to move my frame where I didn't see it. Oh my gosh. What's also nice about this chrome pen here, guys, you could take this chrome pen and you could even go bloop right there on your, hold on, I gotta freshen up my tip here. Come on, chrome, get out. There it goes. All right. You could freshen up your chrome here, and then you can even put a little chrome cap on there. Just like that on both sides. I mean, it's just a nice little extra detail. Okay, and then this is going over straight paint with the chrome pen. So I actually have a video showing you how to remove, like if this was a chrome tank with a black stripe, I have a video showing how to take the black stripe off. If I were you guys, I'd buy one of these pens and forget even taking that black stripe or red or whatever color it is off, if it has one, and just go over it with this chrome pen and call it a good day. Yes, you do need to have a steady hand, but it's all right. You can get it. Okay, this is chrome over paint is what we're doing. The Molotow chrome pen. And you can even see my J-Harvest decal on the side of the tank with it too. Boy, kind of getting sloppy there at the end. That's not well. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. Okay, Mark asked, where do I get these chrome pens from? I bought all mine off Amazon. So that is where I would suggest you go buy them. Okay, I'm going to leave it before I do something I regret. That's pretty good right there. You can also, if you want to, you don't have to, you can come in here and chrome behind your headlights, but for practical purposes, that is kind of dangerous. So I would recommend, if you had any of this gray paint come off when you took off your headlights, I would just chrome or take a silver Sharpie and paint the back of the headlight and leave it alone versus painting up in here. That's how I would accomplish that if I were you guys. That's what I do. I just, boy, for a long time, I'd have different trucks where I'd, you take off these headlights and some of that gray stuff would come off and it'd just be clear on the back. And then your headlight just wouldn't have any definition or detail when you put it back on the truck. I didn't like it. So what I started doing was just taking a silver Sharpie and just put silver on the back of that headlight, and it works great, and it makes them stand out on the hood better. Okay, now we need to briefly talk decals and paint. I'm not going to spend much time here, but if you bought the same color of paint that I did, you'll notice that it went on beautifully well. I went ahead and put on my door decal, my hood emblem. Let me get a door decal here for you. You can see there's their logo in water slide, both sides. This is kind of unusual for these decals. For some reason, You can kind of see the edges of these decals better than on some of my other trucks that I've done. I don't know why it did that, but it did. Whatever. Don't understand. But it went on very well. And then I used clear coat over the decals. Okay, so paint, decals, clear coat, and then the same on the fuel tank. And on their fuel tanks, they have their website. So, and you can actually read that, which is really cool. So, okay, now let's do some assembly. Let's talk about that, my friends. Okay, we're going to start with the sleeper. If you kept all your parts segregated in compartments like I recommend, you shall have your mirrors, or excuse me, your windows ready to go. The windows come to the outside, and for some reason, I do not recall if you can kind of, let me grab this with a tweezer so you can see it better. Okay, you can kind of see that this end is a little larger and this end's a little smaller. I'm going to put the large end to the top for no particular reason because I don't remember where it went. Wouldn't you know? Okay, also, chrome pin real quick, chrome pin right here, door latch. Also, door latch here. Okay, chrome pin, door latches, love them. Okay, now we're going to use glue. Remember, you can get glue fog on there, so we want to be sparing with our glue. I'm going to go to the inside, and I'm going to put a dash of it on the inside. I'm not getting really carried away. Matter of fact, I'm going to use my handy-dandy X-Acto knife. I'm going to get a clean X-Acto knife real quick. And I'm going to put just a taste of glue on my X-Acto knife and then apply it to the inside of that window. Okay, look at that. Not very much, is it? Nope. So what we're going to do here is just come in and just splash that right there, ever so gently. Just a taste. These, remember, you're not playing with this. You're setting it on a shelf. You're putting it on a display. You don't need a lot of glue, and a lot of glue will just cause you glue haze. Don't use a lot on your windows. Okay? See, there again, not very much. You don't need much. Okay, you can see in there, I think. It's awfully dark, but we'll try. Okay. Not getting too crazy here, fellas. Just a taste. Just a sniff of glue. All right, one side's done. Now we're going to go to the other side and get it finished. Again, going with the short part of the window down, setting it in there, give it a little press, a little love there, boom, and then glue on the, ooh, that's too much. I don't like it. So we'll start over. We can do that. Okay. Whoops, I almost put that on the wrong one. I have enough glue on that blade to do the other corner as well. It's really dark in there, so I know it's hard to see. You probably can't see in there. But I'm just spreading a little glue around, getting a little love going on the inside of that cab. Now, we're almost to the close of this particular sleeper because there's not a lot of parts on these, you know. So let's make sure we put it together correctly. And there's a tab that slips into this slot right here, and then you just press that over those rivets. Sorry you missed that. So that's all there is to it. And all I'm going to do here, put a little glue right here. Right over them studs, just like that. And then I'm going to also come inside, maybe on the back wall here, put just a little bit down in there. Spread that love around, get them nice and bonded in, and then we're going to walk away. That is done with the sleeper assembly. Okay, let's move to the cab. Oh, okay, we're not totally done. Okay, there are 2 hooks you can put in the back. I'm not putting mine in because this is getting a headache rack with chains behind it. You're not going to see these details. There are 2 hooks we took off during disassembly. You can put those back on at this time. You may need to drill out just a little bit with a small bit to get those hooks or the hand grabs or whatever you call them to fit in there again, because some paint might close up your holes. That's all there is to that. Okay. Okay. Let's set that sleeper off to the side and move forward. Now, if you recall from disassembly video, your interior should have come out in one piece like this, okay? That's the way these are designed, which is a joy because then you don't have 3 separate pieces to put back in and glue in like you do on a Peterbilt or W900. So we're just going to leave that right there all happy, and then we're going to sneak over to a windshield. I'm going to take my fingers here and just get any dust or residue off of it. Looks like I got a little scuff on my windshield, but hey, they can't all be perfect. And it looks like, and we got Ward sniffing glue, and hello to Krista for joining. Okay, we're going to stick the bottom, or excuse me, the top in first, and then just push the bottom in. Ta-da! Windshield's in. Love it. Love it. If you were a super nerd and you wanted to come in here with a Sharpie or a paint pen, you could paint the top of your interior. That is a headache that I choose not to do. Feel free to get it if you want. Okay, also, there is a window right here. I went ahead and put my windows in before I clear coated. Here's why. You don't have to do this. I did it this way because my decal was just a little bit bigger than my door. I didn't have this decal sized for the passenger side. An oversight on my part. So my decal just, you can see Evansville and then MN right there, kind of bleeds out onto this window. So I went ahead and installed the window, put the decals on, and cleared over both. Okay, so the window's in. About the only thing I can tell you on that window is there might be some paint left over from taking it apart that prevents it from sliding into this square hole really easy. If that's the case, if it doesn't want to go in, don't force it. Just take your Sharpie, come to the edge of that window, wherever there might be paint, and just scrape it off. It's a trick, but you can do it, and it works. I recommend it. Or, what also works really, really well, get you a small pin file, and you can actually just take that and then file that paint off too with a square file. This is triangular, but a square one works best. I've done it both ways, and the file works really, really well. So if you have trouble getting that in, file or Sharpie. There you go. Okay, we're just going to slide this bad boy in here. Hopefully it goes in easier than it came out. And we're hanging up on a window already, I can see. So we're just going to kind of give this a little bit of grease. Let me get a small flat. See if I can give this just a little bit of help here to push it in. And it's in. Ta-da! Look at that, all happy and joyous. Oh my gosh, look at that. Boom, boom. Nice, perfect lines. Great, great, awesome. Okay. Now we can put the bottom in. Did you see how easy that was compared to a 379 Pete? Anyone out there give me an amen on that? Holy cow. That's why I love these T800s. Okay. We're going to go ahead and, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a tab on the back right here. Don't forget about that. Sometimes on these cabs, you may need to scrape a little bit of glue left over from the good old days of disassembly. You may need to scrape a little bit of glue off over here. If it's not fitting, just perfect and gorgeous. If it's not, is somebody talking about a back window? Oh! Well, Dustin just stole my thunder. Stole my thunder, Dustin, you dastardly fellow. Well, on this truck, I'm afraid there's no window coming in it. Mostly because pulling these out was kind of a tricky monkey. I'll do that on the next one. Okay, so back to this. If you have any glue residue left over around here, make sure you watch it and then just slide it back into that hole. And then remember, we've got a screw here. Doesn't that just make you? Yes! Ward's got my back on that. He says, it's got a sleeper on it. Who cares? Amen. Ward can stay. All right. If you kept your parts segregated beautifully, you should have a tiny itty bitty screw that I'm fighting right here on my purple mat. And
Luckily my screwdriver's magnetized, and you need to put that back in. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Is anybody as happy as I am right now? Oh man, that's just gorgeous. I'm just getting all sorts of excited. Okay. Looks at that. I got me a fingerprint right there on top of my cab. That's not bueno. We don't like that. That's ugly. Okay, I'm going to have to buff that out later. So be careful how you press. These have been sitting here for at least 5 days. They've just been chilling out since I put clear coat on them. Let's move over to a visor just for fun. How much do these trucks sell for? If it's stock, you can buy these. Jonathan asked, how much do they sell for? If it's stock, you can buy them anywhere online for 55 to 60 bucks, or you can buy them 80 bucks in a pair. Okay, all I'm doing is pressing in my visor. Done. Did you see that? That was beautiful, wasn't it? Just pressed it in. That's it. If you recall from this assembly video, I guess I missed one step here as well. I had taken this off from this cab and I replaced it before, so I could paint everything all in one piece. I glued this back to here, primed, painted, cleared, all that stuff, and then pressed the visor right into those slots where it goes, and it was awesome. Okay. Now, we've got some breathers on the sides we can go do. Let's have fun with that. Remember, if you kept your pins, I'm just going to dry fit this just for fun because that's the way I am, and it looks like it's not going to stay there. Let's try again. Just dry fitting. I just want to make sure everything's right, because once you've glued, you're dang near committed. We don't like that. We like to be a little flexibility before we put this stuff together. So, little taste of glue on there. Again, we're not gluing the freaking Hoover Dam together. We're just putting on a breather on a truck that's going to sit on your shelf, and all your buddies are going to come over and say, "Ooh, where'd you get that? Where can I get one?" And you'll say, "I made it myself." And they're going to say, "Really? Can you make me one?" And you'll say, "Yes, for $400, I'd love to make you one." But you wouldn't do that to your buddy, would you? No. But you might charge him $100 in a 30-pack. Okay. Put a little too much glue on this one. You'll notice I didn't dry fit it because I didn't follow my own rule. We're just going to set that there and be happy. And that one's not staying quite as well. Oh, come on now. You don't like that. Okay, where to set my Insta-Set? Because that thing's... Oh, here we go. Insta-Set in a syringe will make you all sorts of happy. Look at that. I'm going to just get a little drop in there. Oop, that's all I need. Just a little bit, not much. And that bad boy is on. It ain't going anywhere. Although it does give you just a second of wiggle room there, just to reposition it. Now, okay, moving that off to the side. Okay, let's do some hand grabs while we're at it. Okay, if you watch that disassembly video, you'll know how to take those hand grabs off and keep those pins. Nathan says 500. He doesn't like his friends. Okay. Again, you don't need a lot. Whoops, turn it over. I got my the tip of this glue bottle's all goofy, so okay. These can be tricky because they're just so dang small. Again, that's where dry fitting works really well. That's what happens when you get busy jawing and forget what you're supposed to be doing, like dry fitting stuff and not talking all the time. Okay. And look at that. Yeah, you just saw me do that live, didn't you? Glued my finger to it. Yeah, you guys are going to do it too. Just be ready. You might think you're not gonna, but you are. Come on, get in there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's leave that alone. Moving to the other side. I'm going to double check those holes, make sure they're clear, and they are. That's good. Oh, one other thing on these little hand grabs here. Well, never mind. I guess it's just the way a couple of them come out. Some of them look like they're just a little bit bigger on one end versus another, and I just put the big end at the top. Whoops, sorry to give you a bump. So I'm just going to just dry fit that for fun. That one went in a lot better than the other one did. Okay, well, let's just get this going. Pull that out. Okay. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I'm not going to do mirrors now at this point because, you know, I just don't want to. Mirrors can be, those things are just, bleh. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. We are coming up at 8:55. We're going to start the hood. We're not going to finish the hood. We're leaving the cab over there to be all happy and nice. So we're just going to work on this hood just a little bit here. We're going to put together what we can in the remaining time, and then we'll finish it next Monday at 8:30 Central here at Rockin' H TV at Rockin' H Farm Toys. And we will be DUN with this build along, except for the herd bumper, which there will be an addendum lesson when the herd bumpers become available. Okay, sorry I didn't have you in the camera shot, but what I'm doing here is just playing with headlights. That's all I'm doing. Playing with the headlights, just being happy with them. Okay. All right, let's see if we can push those in. Perfect, perfect. Oop, come on now. Get in there, boy. Okay. Now, it's not good practice to push too much or to force these itty-bitty parts, because what will happen is you'll get to pushing on them and, you know, get them a little bit of force, and then, boo, those things will shoot off like a rocket and you won't find them. That's what's going to happen. I can tell you from experience. So all I did here was I pushed them into to the places they're supposed to rest, and I'm coming in on the backside with a little bit of glue again, and just look at that. I didn't use a lot there, did I? No. Okay. Just a little bit. Yeah, like that. See? Now they're just going to be happy, sit there and get dry while we're doing other things. You could use some Instaset if they weren't seating real well, but I don't think you need to most of the time. Okay, now I set my turn signals out here. Ooh. Now, these things right here will cause some of you to swear and make up new languages. I can tell you that from experience as well. I'm sure some of you heard some sort of bomb go off in Dodge City several months ago when I was playing with putting together something like this, and I lost a stupid turn signal. Yeah. So, since it's Easter, we're going to try not to swear, cuss, and make a mockery of myself here. Okay. No good way to do these except to just get in there and do them. But if you have a tiny itty bitty drill bit, because if you remember, we've painted this. There's a couple coats of paint, coat of clear, we got primer on them. I'm just taking my drill bit here in this hole, and I'm just kind of, because I don't have a tiny pin file that will get in here, and that is a half moon shape. Okay, if we're going to add a whole nother level of difficulty to this, let's just make it a half moon while we're at it. All I'm doing is kind of using this as a file. Okay, and I'm just kind of wallering out the inside of that, getting rid of any extra paint that might have closed up this original size of that hole. Okay. Whoops. Don't get too carried away and gouge your paint. That defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Okay. Give him a little blowing off any residue there. Now is the time we hold our breath. Okay, here this bad boy is. Look at that. Here, let's put this on the tip of an X-Acto knife for even better context here. Of course, you guys know how big these are. You took them apart. Look at that bad boy. That's on the blade of an X-Acto knife. Yeah. This may be the death of me. Here we go, boys. And if Krista's still watching, lady. Okay. Now, it's going to be hard to see that, but there is a half moon shape. So one side's rounded, one side's flat, and you'll want to make sure you go into these the right way. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Okay. Everyone hold your breath one more time. Here, and while I'm just making this more difficult and making you not want to do it, let's go ahead and add in this little caveat. You don't want to grab these stinking headlights too tight because one, they'll rock it off if they slip out of your device. Two, you'll scratch the paint on them and then you'll have to come in and touch up paint, which actually isn't that big of a deal, but you still, it's just something else you got to do when you're done. Okay? Oh my Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, good night, everyone. I'm done. Look at that. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm going to hold these with my thumbs in a precarious situation here so you can watch me apply just a bit of glue here. Boom. Taste of glue. Whoa, come on. Taste of glue. Get over there. Oh, for the love of monkeys. That's what you get for having a stupid glue bottle. Luckily, I bought more yesterday. It's coming in the mail. That one's about empty. Okay. It's 9:01, people. That was so successful, I'm going to put on a grill and call it a night. Okay? There it is, people. Dun, 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 dun. We're grilling it. Another taste of glue on the back side. You can put some on the front side in between the grill and the die cast. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. I just happen to be in a habit of doing it this way. But there's several ways to make that happen. Do what works for you. Okay, guys, that's it. We're stopping. I'm done. Okay, people, you have just seen, holy cow, I did not lose my religion over frickin' turn signals. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Okay, next week, Monday, what we're going to do is continue final assembly, okay? We're going to get this thing wrapped up, buttoned up, so you can show all your buddies and post them on Facebook and get lots of likes. And then all your buddies are going to say, hey, can you make me one? And then the strangers are going to say, hey, can you make me one? And then you'll say, why, yes, I can. You know, for $250, I'd love to make you 4 or 5. There you go, right there. So you're in business and you can fund your hobby now. How do you like that? And your wife or girlfriend or whatever won't think you're nutso for spending thousands of dollars on trucks and stuff. And then you're saying, well, my gosh, Mom, it's paying for itself. How do you love that? Woohoo! Okay, thank you guys for watching. And it was good to have you here. Great crowd tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Any comments or questions, always leave them in the comment box. I am free. I am your encyclopedia, your crash test dummy on die-cast trucks. I'm willing to learn and try new things. So next weekend, we're going to continue final assembly as we started it tonight. And then the next build along is going to be California doubles flatbeds. I've never done them, and a guy asked, and I said, what the heck, let's do those. So we're going to do California doubles flat hay hauler type trailers. So be prepared when this one ends for that one to start. And in the middle of that, there will be a herd bumper lesson just because we got to do the herd bumper. So that will be that on there. And let me see, Nathan has a question. What can one use for a replacement window in the sleeper? Well, if it's a day cab, you need a window. Well, a couple of choices. You can buy one. Buy another truck for the window. That's not fun. 2, you could use a piece of clear water bottle and just cut a piece of plastic out and then put it on the back. You'll have a little indentation there, but it'll be clear. Or, Nathan, you email me tomorrow or ping me a message because I've got an extra window because as you saw me tonight, forgot to put one in. So
So I'm glad to give you a window. And yeah, so any other questions, comments? Oh, the dark one. Magic marker. And it's done. Or brown. One or black or brown. Choose. I've done that in the past. So thank you all for watching. At the end of this video, if you have not got live notifications, you can there's a button that says let me know when Eric's live, and you push that and you'll get a notification when I'm live, and that'll be great. So spread the word, get these videos in the hands of people that need them, and as always, go build something awesome. We'll see you next time. Bye.